and you can quote this on me. There is no way the Orioles or Red Sox make the playoffs this season. Uh, yeah, yeah. There's no way. There's no way.
I set the bar really low at the NBA predictions.
I don't think all Mavs fans look into the stats like I do.
It's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I don't know if Nick Nurse is the coach for the Raptors. I don't know if he's the reason why they won the 2019 championship. I feel like that was more of a team effort.
The Mavs cannot say we do not miss Seth Curry shooting threes.
This questions the firing of Dwayne Casey, who I think is a very underrated coach.
To me, the Capitals really pushed all their chips for this season.
Hello, I'm Mike Grimes, and you've been listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our MLB Opinions of the Week. Once again, we're talking about Ohtani, who's not being traded, similar to the two-way man on this podcast, Austin.
I mean, I get it. I mean, we go over so many sports. We're basically like five-way man right now.
That's true. So we're gonna have a pitch for Ohtani. We're the GM of the Angels. We can't trade him. I'll let you do your offer first for Ohtani, and then
just to further clarify, Ohtani, as has been reported, will not be traded, and whether that comes from the owner or the GM or both, we're going to act like we're the GMs, and the owner told us, if you trade Ohtani, you are fired. So ours is, this is how we're going to do it. Who are we going to trade for? How much are we going to give him to keep him on the Angels? Because if he leaves in free agency, even if they make a playoff run, it would be huge news, and the Angels would be much worse for it. So I'll give my pitch first. Like you mentioned, I would probably trade for two more starting pitchers because their starting pitchers are not good. So they traded for Lucas Giolito the other day, but they need to trade for more arms. I'm fine with that being one reliever and one starter, but two solid arms. And then I would trade for an infielder because Rendon continues to have injury flurries, and just having another good infielder would be huge. And if we're talking to contract, we've already talked about this before. $715 million for 10 years, I think, is probably the route I would go.
Okay, I'm going 10 years, 750.
Because I feel why the increase? Because I thought we talked about it before.
Well, I thought it was always 750 for me.
When we did the math between him being a whatever Cy Young candidate and whatever MVP candidate or hitter, we added those up. We added the Judge and Garrett Cole contracts, and we got up to
also add a little bit of inflation next year. A couple more.
I wouldn't. Well, the contracts go up as people get longer in their contracts, so I think it would probably be around. What I'm saying.
It'd definitely be in the 700 range, 715. I'm just gonna go 750 because it's even.
Are you saying that you're going over to make sure he stays?
Yeah,
hopefully bet higher than 8.
If you're the Angels, you kind of have to do an overpay and be close to making the playoffs. So I would do the 750 because I got to overpay for Ohtani, in my opinion. What?
Significant question that I just came up with in my mind.
Yeah. So
the Mets are struggling. The Mets are really, really struggling. Do they make a huge play for Ohtani in free agency? Because he's going to be a free agent now.
Yeah.
Here's my thing. Does he get paid? Do they go an insane number? Like,
yes.
Not 750. Like,
they're going
insane number.
If Ohtani hits the market, he's most likely going to.
He will hit the market now because he's not going to be traded. So he's going to be a free agent. I guess he could resign. He could resign. But I could see him being a Red Sox, a Yankee, a Met, or a Dodger. I think, honestly, Dodgers lead for me because he wants to stay on the West Coast. I could also see the Giants. The Giants made a huge offer for
Dodgers, and I'm going Mets. But even if the Mets offer him $800 million, and I think the Angels give him $750, and they make trades at this deadline, I think he'll choose to stay with the Angels. But it's just I'm offering him 10 years, $750 million. That's the starting point. Then I am gonna call Cleveland ask about some of their starting pitchers, and see, because I think the Ahmed Rosario trade was interesting. They got Noah Syndergaard, so I'm wondering if there's, I think Aaron Savale. Maybe if you want to go big, see about Justin Bieber, not Shane Bieber, not Justin Bieber. So I'd see what that would be, because I think you can buy low on Shane Bieber now.
I don't know because they're still in conversation for their division. Like they're not too far out. I'm pulling it up right now. I'm
But
pretty
the
sure
Ahmed Rosario trade is weird to me. Who's their shortstop now?
That's a good question. But Ahmad Rosario was struggling this year. He was not
Yeah.
necessarily performing like he should. They're 2 games back.
So I wonder. But I heard the Angels are talking about to the Nationals with Candelario.
Yeah, that's what a lot of teams are talking about them though.
I also would talk to the Red Sox, because the Red Sox traded Kike Hernandez.
Again, that doesn't necessarily scream like they're giving up on the year.
Oh, I know who. This is what the Angels do. They call the Cardinals about Paul DeYoung, who has a team option this upcoming season, or this off season. So you trade for Paul DeYoung. He'll be a rental. This is what you do. You trade for Jordan Montgomery and Paul DeYoung.
That'd be a hefty price.
Yeah. Well, they're both rentals.
Jordan Montgomery it still would cost a good bit.
Yeah, it would still cost a little bit, but I think there's your pitcher, a lefty pitcher. Then you have your middle infielder, and I believe Paul DeYoung can play a little bit of third.
I've only seen him mainly play shortstop, but I bet most shortstops can play third, so I wouldn't say he can.
So he's a very movable guy, so that would be my trade.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Kike Hernandez again to kind of hammer down the point I was making earlier about him not being made to look like the Boston's giving up. He has a negative .6 WAR. He's batting .226 and only has 6 homers. I know he had that great playoff moment against the Rays, and he obviously played much better in his first couple of years with Boston, but he's actively being worse as his career is going on with Boston. He had 5 WAR in 2021, 0.9 WAR in 2022, and negative 0.7 or 0.6 WAR this year.
Okay. I like the trade that I workshopped on this just now with the Cardinals. You give them, because how many pitchers? Because they drafted a ton of pitchers. I would take a lot of those pitchers. Even add in, I'm looking at their prospect system. It looks like Levan Soto, who's a shortstop / second baseman in AAA, can send that. Mason Urea, he's in AAA. That's a pitcher that you can send to the Cardinals. And maybe another pitcher that's a little bit in lower, like Jack Kokonowitz. He's a right-handed pitcher. And then that gives them something. That gives them starter, and gives them a middle infielder. And then, so you have Ohtani, Detmers, you have Giolito, Montgomery. Okay, and then you're at 4. I feel their bullpen is good. They just need to help their starting pitching.
Yeah, I do like some of their bullpen arms. Something I'm concerned about with the Angels, though, is them getting a little bit overpaying for players, like trading too many of their prospects to keep Ohtani. Like they're too worried about losing Ohtani that they trade away their entire farm system for players that underperform, which makes Ohtani want to leave even more.
Yes, but I think if you're going to trade your younger guys, Moreno should open up his checkbook and then pay some more guys to come here and make sure you're paying the right guys.
Yeah, the problem is the right guys. And that's definitely the most important part about it.
This GM now is new, correct? He didn't give Rendon the big deal, did he?
No, I don't think he did.
Perry Manassian. I believe it's only been a few years. Because I like what they did this year. It's just they have a lot of injuries.
Yeah, I mean, as a Yankees fan, I feel that.
But yeah, any other thoughts?
Well, we said we're going to end off the video with a little bit of predictions. And do we think Ohtani stays
No.
past this season?
No.
Okay. I'm really asking myself, do I think the Angels go far? If the Angels make the ALCS, I think Ohtani returns. If they don't, then I think he leaves. And because I don't think they'll make the ALCS, I'll say he doesn't return. But I see a avenue for him returning. I do see it. It's not an impossibility.
There is an avenue.
I think Ohtani's a loyal guy, and the fact that the Angels were willing to make him a two-way player, or let him be a two-way player, I should put it, he has a lot of respect for that. So
yes, but they got to start winning.
They do.
I would even almost consider, if I'm Ohtani and the Angels, what happens if you give them a short, big deal and just go, hey, 2 years, $400 million or something. And
Kevin, 2 years, $400 million. That's $200 million a year. This isn't.
You gotta make it worth his while to go, hey, give us 2 more years, and if we don't build a winner, then you can go out.
Yeah, but $200 million. I don't think you understand how much money $200 million a year is.
Well, yeah, but you're gonna get value anyway. Okay, fine. I'll do 2 years, $350 maybe. Or wait, I'm doing 75 per year.
75 is 150. So 2 years, 150 is 75. You said 400, which is $200 million a year.
But you got to make it, if you're going to, I would consider a short-term route, but you got to make it.
If you're going to do a short-term route, I think $100 million a year is definitely possible. I think 2 years, $200 million is possible. Okay, not $400 million. That would be crazy.
But you got, because then he'll be, you just give us 2 more years, we'll get it done. And if we're not good then, you'll be fine. But if something goes wrong, you'll still get a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's one way they can do it, but he's probably gonna try to do the 10-year amount. But the problem to me is Moreno gonna open up his checkbook and pay Ohtani the money? And also pay other guys to make this team better immediately.
Yeah.
That's all we got. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.